day. Once we get over the hump, we good. So how y'all doing wherever y'all are? It is 20, my car says 27 degrees. And I think the weather lady said it was 24. But like I told y'all before, I love this weather. As long as I don't work out in it. And I don't have to be out in it too long. So good morning, y'all. There's Manny. I don't know why he like to do, I tells him to quit doing hand gestures and use his mouth. But anyway, y'all, I ain't gonna be on here alone. I just want to come on and talk about something that came to me last night. And I was at home, and I remember I was interviewing for this job. This was years, probably about probably right at 20 years now. And the guy did the interview differently because he had us to sit side by side instead of him behind a desk. So it was very impersonal, and it was a good interview. But I know what shut the interview down for me, and I wasn't upset about it because all things work together for the good for those who love God, and I know that. But what happened was, I told him, and I still say this to the day, I don't want to work for a company who thinks that the manager is always right, because the manager is not always right. And that's why a lot of companies end up in lawsuits and everything, trying to protect the upper echelon in your corporation when they're not right. I'm going to side with who's right regardless of the position. That's it, and that's all. So I can recall a time when a person gets ready to reprimand anybody, they come to me, we process the paperwork, they describe to me what the situation is or whatever. And this manager, this was decades ago, it was 2 jobs ago, he came to me, he said, Miss Lynn, I want to write this guy up because he's been coming in late. I said, okay. I said, so pull his time, pull his records, let's review his time. He said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get that for you. I say, now, while you pulling his time, get the time of the other people in your department and yours. He's like, huh? I say, yeah. I said, because if you're going to start reprimanding people for something, we're going to make sure we're on one accord. If we're writing him up because he's late, how many other people have been late just as many times as him that haven't been written up? So he called me a little late, Miss Lynn. He say, he say, thank you. He said, I hadn't thought of it like that. He say, I've been late more times in the last month than this guy have. I said, that's what I'm saying. I said, sometimes we choose to overanalyze somebody we don't like. For whatever reason, we do that. I try not to, but I may be guilty of it myself. I don't know. But I'm just saying. That's why the manager's not always right. You send these people to all these conferences, and conferences are good because I learn a lot from them every time I go. And but in the profession of HR, you have to care about people. And you can't be impartial to some. You understand what I'm saying? Just like they say, I was taught to treat the janitor just like the CEO, and I mean that. I mean that because everybody deserves to be respected. And you could get more work out of somebody you respect than those you don't. And another thing is, why do we, and I'm not saying we, I don't do it, but why do managers a lot of times want to, instead of address a problem employee, move them around? That's not management. If you have a problem with an employee, you address that employee, that particular situation, and if they don't improve, you document. See, here's the thing. You don't understand that what you do is being watched. People evaluate not really what you say, but what you do. If you claim to be a Christian, but every word come out of your mouth is a curse word, or everything you do is condescending and you're disrespectful, that ain't Christian. That ain't Christian. It's a word, but it's not really who you are. You understand what I'm saying? So people need, and I'm telling you, I don't care where I have worked. And I can say this, and I'm not bragging. People would tell you I do what's right. Because at the end of the day, I have to live with myself and the decisions that I have made. I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect. We all make mistakes, but we should be striving to do better. We should be striving to do better. In every situation in our life, in every circumstance, we should be striving. Did I pass it up? No, to do better. And, you know, and I know without a shadow of a doubt, it's 8 o'clock, man. You're not going to be late, are you? I hope not. I am so sorry. I was in there getting dressed and taking my time, and I didn't even realize how late it was. Because I've been up. He has to be at school for 8, but I've actually been up since before 6. All right. Love you. Have an awesome day. Rub that in your face, boy. You sitting up there greasy. Rub it in real good. Okay, go ahead so you won't be too late. It's just now 8 o'clock. You should be fine. Love you. Y'all, my son is such a sweetheart. I was in the bathroom this morning. I guess I was loud. I don't know. I was stretching or something. And I heard somebody knocking on the door. And I was like, yeah. He said, are you okay in there? And I was like, yeah. He said, okay. I thought you were sick. And we had Vacation Bible School at church. And it's a guy that's on a walker. And he came over to me. He say, sister, he said, I wanted to let you know, is Manny your son? I said, yeah. He said, I just want you to let you know that every night for Vacation Bible School, he looked out for me. He said he wouldn't go through a door without opening that door and let me walk through it first. And that made me feel so good, because that's how I try to raise my kids. Life is not just all about you. It is not. One day, I think I told y'all, I don't know if I ever shared this. One day, I went to go and pick him up because he had a doctor's appointment. He had to go to the orthodontist, that's what it was. The eye doctor or something. Anyway, he had an appointment. And so I went to pick him up. And there he was. I'm looking for him. Instead of him standing there waiting, y'all, he's standing there opening the door for all the kids to come out. And I told him, I said, you don't have to do that. I said, do you do that every day? He said, yeah. I said, what make you do that? He said, well, that's what God told me to do. I said, well, the Lord told you to do that. I'm not going to stop you. But, I mean, you know, he has some comprehension issues and stuff with anxiety and stuff, but he has a pure heart, you know, and I'm grateful for that. But anyway, y'all, if you have a chance, especially on your job, to make things better for people, do it. Especially if you're in the HR field. You know what this girl told me one time? Now, I hadn't, this hair be flying, y'all. I hadn't had experienced this, though. But she told me, she said, I've never met an HR manager that wasn't low down. I was like, huh? She said, I am serious. I don't want to believe that's true. That's been her experience. It hasn't been mine. But y'all, in this, you're privy to a lot of information. And when you're dealing with managers who are not fair, I had a manager tell me he wasn't going to promote a woman because her mouth was raggedy. And I was like, well, don't think like that. I say, she get the promotion, she can fix her mouth. Everybody wasn't born with a silver spoon in their mouth like you. And y'all know what? After he did that, I started looking for another job. Because at the time, remember I told you I had a gap in the top and the bottom of my teeth. So I felt like hell, excuse me. But if he thought like that about her, what he thought about me? So you know what I'm saying? People don't understand what they say and what they do. And the thing about it, he was one of the ones that there was no way you could do anything to him. He was pretty much, I ain't gonna say untouchable because God is in control, but still, in certain situations, you just don't want to have to deal with that. You understand? So when I get to a point where I can't make a difference, I have to move. And I think that's just what God puts in me. But y'all, it's cold. It's a nice day. And I'm gonna tell y'all about something else a little later. I guess I'll go ahead and tell y'all about it. Well, I'm already a little late. But anyway, I'm gonna tell y'all about this. Y'all see me on here, I'm smiling, I'm giving advice, I'm trying to be positive, but everything is not like it seems. And that's why I mention God a lot, because if it wouldn't be for him, I wouldn't be able to get through what I'm going through. It is hard, and I know people say it, and until you experience it for yourself, it is hard when you lose your parents, especially your mother. It really, really, really is. And for anybody that's experienced it, let's just pray for each other. So y'all have a good day. Much love.